going on, beautiful people? This is Thick Chick TV. This is this new little situation that we have started over here because I figured I need to put this channel to some use because it's kind of just been sitting here, and y'all know how I am long-winded as a fuck. Okay, girl? So this channel right here is going to be for those of you guys who enjoy the long-winded ass videos, okay? So yeah, girl, this is going to be the Thick Chick TV. I'm going to create some little, little cute little intro situation. Thick Chick TV. It's corny. I don't give a fuck. Okay, girl, we're going to go ahead and get into the meat and potato because I already know this is going to be a very, very long video. So get your motherfucking popcorn, bitch. Get your wine coolers. Get all your shit. Get everything you need, okay? I got me some Walt over here. Y'all know how I am. I got me some Walt over this motherfucker. I ain't got no snacks or nothing. Now, if I do get to, tapping shit over here, it's because I'm working while I'm talking to y'all and I got to keep my mouth and shit moving, okay, girl? But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this here video, okay, girl? We're going to start off talking about something that I think is fucked up, and I want to get you guys' opinions on it because I was debating back and forth with a couple of people on my personal Facebook page. So I kind of want to get you guys' opinion on it as well. As we all know, with the with the Baltimore riot situation, there was a picture floating around of this young man who was seen standing on top of the police cars, smashing the windows and all these different things. So the young man decided to tell his parents that he wanted to turn himself into the police, and he did. So the young man said he turned, the parents agreed. Let me tell you, hold on, let me backtrack a little bit. So the boy's father, when the boy came to him and said, he felt bad about what he did, he decided that he wanted to turn himself in. The boy's father said, well, what type of father would I be to tell him to not turn himself in? It's the right thing to do, etc., etc. He said, I wanted to tell him, maybe wait until they catch you. But he said, I figured, by him being my son, I wanted him to do the right thing. If he wanted to turn himself in, I was going to back him on that 100%. So the young man ended up turning himself in, telling them that that's him on the picture, basically vandalizing the police vehicle, and they arrested the young man, and his bond is set at $500,000 fucking dollars. Family, you got people out there who murder people whose bond is not set that fucking high. We all know that's some bullshit, and we all know it's set that high because of the situation, the specifics of the situation. Hell, you've got people out there who have vandalized vehicles in the past, or just a random vehicle, and they'll get of course it's a felony to vandalize anything, but $500,000 bond, and I think of course I'm not saying that he needs to be vindicated because he turned, because he turned himself in. I'm not saying that, but come on, let's keep it real. We all know that this is some bullshit. Setting this young man's bond at it's at $500,000. It's complete bullshit, and I know the reason why they said it that high is because they know the motherfuckers can't afford it. Okay, they know them people cannot afford it. Since we are on this situation, the 6 police officers who arrested Freddie Gray have been charged with a homicide. The autopsy people, the coroners or whoever, they did rule it a homicide. Which, are we surprised about this shit? Okay, are we surprised that they ruled this a homicide? Because naturally, who the fuck breaks their own spine? I'm pretty sure anybody with a brain, the goddamn scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz would have been able to tell that this young man did not sever his own spine. I mean, it's impossible. And while we are on the situation of a severed spine, let's talk about the person that was in the police van with Freddie Gray when this happened, okay? Of course, he wants to be a fucking eyewitness to the situation. He said that Freddie Gray was in the back of the van, hitting his head up against something, trying to injure himself. What the fuck? So you mean to tell me while this man was outside screaming, while people were recording, screaming, telling them that they were hurting him, and if you guys go back and pay attention to that video, when they were dragging him, it looks almost as though his leg was broken, okay? It looks, the way that his leg was positioned, it looked like his leg was broken. Even if it wasn't broken, it was twisted in a weird way. The man was screaming, telling them he was hurting, yada, yada, yada. So you mean to tell me when they put this man in the back of the van, he went as far as to try to harm himself to the point where he severed his spine? Baby boom. I'm pretty sure they probably told whoever this nigga is, this coon motherfucker, I'm pretty sure whoever he is, I'm pretty sure they probably told him, look, motherfucker, if you tell us, if you lie and say this, and this happened, we gonna lower your fucking charge. I don't know what his charges was, really don't care. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure they probably told him, nigga, if you tell them that this happened, then motherfucker, we gonna lower your charges. We gonna say we just lost you had a little weed on you or something, go ahead, you spend your 24 hours in, holding cell or whatever, and we'll send you the fuck home. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but we're gonna get off of that situation right there. Let me cut this off because, girl, I already know I'm not gonna be able to pay attention to this bullshit right now. I just have to, now I'm gonna leave it on for a second until they give me another screenshot. But anyway, so yeah, the young man in the back of the van that was, he was arrested as well. You know how they have the vans where they put, the people that they're transporting to the jail or whatever, they put them in the back of these vans and, transport them to the prison. This man is the one who told them, the witness, the, investigator people, that Freddie Gray tried to harm himself in the back of the van, and it wasn't the doing of the police officers. Now, let's talk about this mystery stop that they said they made. If you guys haven't read the reports, they were saying that it's some type of mystery stop that they made or some shit. Motherfucker, you mean to tell me you put this dude who screaming, and they always speaking motherfuckers are acting or whatever. Even if you think people are acting, it still needs to be, you need to handle the situation accordingly. You're supposed to be a professional. You're supposed to handle situations accordingly, just in case the motherfucker ain't acting. You know what I'm saying? Granted, there are several people who do stupid shit, and when it comes time for the police to arrest them, they want to holler, oh, I'm hurt. Okay, we all know that. But let's keep it Trillville, Holyfield. What if the situation is like this, where the person is telling the truth and they end up dying? You look like a motherfucking murderer. Okay, that's what you end up looking like if you didn't intentionally do it. But we know, motherfucker, ain't nowhere in hell you didn't intentionally sever this boy's spine. I mean, you have to be using some serious ass force to be able to sever someone's spine. And the bitch, are you for real? So yeah, we're gonna give a shout out to this cool motherfucker in the back of that van. I mean, hey, I'm just saying, motherfucker, it just seems a little peculiar to me that you are a criminal. Most criminals ain't finna sit there and just be like, yeah, I'm a witness. He tried to hurt himself. Even if he did try to hurt his motherfucking self, nigga, bitch, so y'all need to look at that nigga a little bit closer. I'm pretty sure he probably had some serious charges brewing up against his ass. And they decided to tell him, once they realized his boy was, seriously hurt, look, nigga, you need to tell a lie so we can get your ass up off here, or you gonna be in jail for 100 years. Do you want to go to jail for 100 years, or do you want to just tell a little white lie? We just killed another nigga, and you can go home. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. And also, I wish I would have did a little bit more research on this before I came on here. This black guy. I'm pretty sure you can type it into Google, just type in exactly what I'm saying, verbatim, not verbatim, but a little snippet of what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure the story will come up. There's this black guy who was pulled over by the police officers and was pulled out of his car for a traffic stop, and the police officers beat the fucking shit out of him. I'm talking about beat him so bad, family. His face was swollen. He was almost unconscious. Of course, they arrested him. They took him down to the police station. Instead of taking, at least letting the man see the nurse at the jail or something, they're sitting there while the man is sitting there watching them while at the processing center. It's like 6 or 7 cops just standing around, white cops, of course. And we're not gonna use this as a race thing, but I'm just saying the shit is a little peculiar to me. Okay, it's like 6 or 7 white cops that are sitting around there laughing and joking about it. One of the cops went as far as to demonstrate how the boy was, how the man was, acting while they were hitting him and shit, laughing and like the shit was funny. Of course, you couldn't hear exactly what they were saying, so you can only imagine the things that they were saying. The way that he was, doing the little body movements and things, it's almost like he was mimicking how the man was acting when they were beating the fuck out of him on the street. Okay, so we gonna have to follow that story as well, because that's of course he didn't die, thank God. He didn't lose his life that day, but motherfucker, I will sue them niggas. I own that motherfucking police station. Okay, you didn't beat my ass to a motherfucking pulp. That's just like the young lady who the police officers whooped her ass almost, I mean, her fucking eye socket, they almost blinded her in one of her eyes. That's how bad they beat her. And she's suing them for $1 million. No, bitch. Okay, because you know the lawyers they're going to get their 30%, okay? They're going to get their 30%. So, no, motherfucker, we would have been suing for a cool 10 million, 20 million, okay? Like I said, the police whooped my ass. Oh, we going to own some shit that the police officers, we gonna own the goddamn police state. We gonna own City Hall, nigga. We gonna own some shit. Best believe that right there. So, shout out to my future lawyers if I ever get my ass whipped by the police. We gonna hope and pray that never happen, because I try to avoid them niggas at all costs. I don't even look threatening, which is pitiful, and I'm scared of the cops. Okay, I've never, knock on wood, I've never been in a situation with a police officer where I felt like I was threatened. You know, I can honestly say that I've never been in those types of situations. But of course, the juice man looks like a threatening motherfucker. He just looks intimidating. So he's been in several situations with police officers where he hasn't even done anything wrong, but they just look at him and they automatically assume that he's some type of criminal. Okay, he's been in several of those types of situations. So of course, the juice man tries to remain calm in those situations. Yes, sir. No, sir. Those types of things, because you don't want to escalate situations when it comes to the cops, especially in today's society. It seems like cops are such, I'm not saying all cops, because I know several. I have several cops that are in my family. I'm just saying you have a lot of cops who are cowardly. They feel like any little movement that I can be sitting here picking up this fucking duct tape and they think I'm reaching for a weapon and blow my motherfucking, split my motherfucking wig. You feel me? It's a fucked up ass situation. Motherfucker, if you're going to be a police officer, I'm going to need you to have a little bit more restraint. I'm going to need you to use some of those practices that you learned in the police academy to not use such great force. This is like if somebody's coming at a police officer with a knife, okay? There's no reason for a police officer to use deadly force if somebody is coming at them with a knife. You have a gun. You can, yes, I'm not saying don't shoot them, but you can shoot them in the leg. There are several things that you can do to put a person down without killing them. You don't have to shoot a person to kill them. That's just like, I've seen several now. Of course, everything is contradictory. I don't want to make this about a race thing, but I've seen several videos of, Caucasian people who have been coming at the police with knives, motherfuckers wielding motherfucking machetes and shit, and they ain't dead. Okay, they not fucking dead, but you got a person who ain't got shit on them and they running away from you and their back is turned to you and they dead. Okay, and they dead. That's some fucked up ass shit just because I got a little bit of melanin in my skin. You understand what I'm saying? Now don't get me wrong, my Caucasian brothers and sisters. I got Caucasian people in my family. Y'all already know. We got plenty of Caucasian people over here in the thick chick family. Okay, so we love, our Caucasian people. I'm talking about the people who, feel like just because we got a little melanin in our skin that we're threatening. That's a fucked up ass situation. I'm going to keep it real Holyfield to you, okay? I can be out somewhere in public at night. I don't give a fuck if you're black, green, white, or purple, okay? I don't give a fuck. That's just like at night. A lot of people are saying, when black people pass by their cars at night or during the day, they lock their door. I ain't gonna lie to you. At night, I don't give a fuck who you is. You can be a man, a woman. You can be black, white, purple, Asian, Mexican. It don't fucking matter. I'm gonna lock my motherfucking door. I don't give a damn what color you are. Because in today's society, you see all types of people committing crimes. So that's why I'm confused as to why somebody thinks just because you got a little bit of melanin in your skin, you're a little bit more threatening than another person. Makes no sense to me. But we're going to move on because I can talk about that shit all motherfucking day, okay? Now, what's the next thing that we want to talk about, okay? So I talked about the teen turning himself in. I talked about, they found the cops, the 6 cops, they convicted them of committing a homicide. I'm sorry, they charged them with a homicide. The next best thing, the next hurdle is going to be actually getting a conviction. I know a lot of people are getting excited because they charged them, but the next step in the process is getting a conviction. It's probably, that's when the real, bullshit, that's when the real shit is going to happen. If these people are not convicted, that's when it's really going to be some hellfire shit that's coming out of this whole situation. Now, I'm going to bite off of something that Hot Damn I Rock said. If you guys are not following Hot Damn I Rock, he has a YouTube channel here on YouTube. Just type in his name, Hot Damn I Rock. He did a video recently that I watched, and he is telling the 100% truth. And I mentioned this in my last video on my daily vlog channel, talking to you guys about, people who want change and they feel like burning down buildings is going to bring about change. Burning down buildings is not going to bring about change. Let me tell you guys something. Like Hot Damn I Rock said, and when I tell you it hit home so tough, because the Juice Man, it kind of gave me chills, because the Juice Man said the exact same thing in a couple of days before I saw the video from Hot Damn I Rock. The Juice Man was saying, you have all of this, police brutality going on, and you have these cops that are getting off from killing people, or beating folks up, and they're not getting convicted. They'll sit there and lay them off the police force for a little while, and they feel like that is enough. Okay, they feel like that's enough. And then people like to talk about black on black crime. The difference, like I say all the time, the difference between police brutality and black on black crime is the fact that when Ray, Pookie, and all them niggas, when they kill somebody, guess what Pookie and Ray going? Okay? Pookie and Ray is carrying their ass to prison. That's the difference between Pookie, Ray, and the cops. Okay? The cops, they might get fucking fired. Of course, they might lose their fucking police privileges. They might not be able to police no more. But nigga, no. You kill somebody unjustly, your ass needs to be investigated, and you need to be charged with a fucking crime. Okay? Because you have a lot of these police officers, not all. You have a lot of these police officers that feel like they are on a power trip, and they feel like they are above and beyond everything, and they feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want to you and get away with it. Now, as far as what Hot Damn I Rock was saying, people want change, and they feel like they can burn down these buildings, and they think it's making statements. Like a lot of people said, it brings attention to the city. It's bringing the wrong type of attention to the city. Yes, there are a lot of people, and I want to make this perfectly clear. There are a lot of people in Baltimore that are protesting peacefully, that are out there. You have religious leaders that are out there praying for people and all these different things, but that shit has never gotten us anywhere. Like Hot Damn I Rock said, if I'm all for burning some shit down, all for burning some shit down if it's going to bring us closer to a resolution. If burning some shit down is going to bring us closer to a resolution, burn that shit down. But it's not. Let me tell you what's going to bring about change. Somebody who's out there willing to be a leader. Like he was saying, Martin Luther King was a leader. Martin Luther King is dead. Malcolm X was a leader. Malcolm X is dead. He even said Hitler was a leader. Guess what Hitler is? Hitler is fucking dead. If you want to lead a pack, if you want to bring about change, you have to have someone who's able to organize these protests and these and I'm not talking about no motherfucking Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. I ain't talking about none of them niggas, okay? I'm talking about some people who really are trying to bring about change. But you know what has to happen when we get one of those leaders who is ready to bring about change? Them niggas gotta be ready to fucking die for what the fuck they believe in. They gotta be ready to die for that shit, because guess what? Like he said, when you have somebody who is in a position of power, somebody who is trying to bring about change, somebody who is trying to make a difference, guess what? Them niggas don't live long. Martin Luther King said a lot of times, they gonna kill me, but I must push on. I gotta keep going. They gonna kill my ass, but I gotta keep going. You have to have that type of mindset when you are a leader. You got a lot of people that are out there burning shit down. They want change, but them niggas ain't ready to fucking die for real. But if you really want that shit, you gotta be ready to die for it, because this shit has been going on for ages and ages and ages, and it's gonna keep going on. It's going to keep going on for ages and ages and ages. So we just got to understand, or we got to get somebody. It has to be somebody who's ready to step up to the plate and be a leader of the pack and be ready to die for the fucking cause. If we going to keep a Trill Bill Holyfield, this shit going to keep happening. Okay? Because we got to have police officers. What the fuck are we going to do? We're going to sit there and eradicate all the fucking police officers? What are we going to do? What's going to happen to the communities then if we have no police presence? It has to be some police presence. You have to have people who are responding to crimes, even though you got these crooked motherfuckers who go to respond to crimes and they end up killing the motherfucker who called and made a 911 call to report the crime. We have to have these people who police areas, and they help people in times of distress. It has to be there. You have to have police officers to protect the public, but it has to be some sort of resolution to where people are starting to trust the cops more. I have to take a sip of my water, girl, because I'm thirsty, girl. It has to be a medium somewhere. It has to be some sort of medium somewhere where people are having more trust in the police officers than they have now. Because right now you have people who just don't trust the cops. They just don't. And I'm one of those people. I'm gonna keep it real with Holyfield. But let me get off that because I can talk about that shit for forever and a day. All right, the next thing that we are going to talk about is Bruce Jenner. Okay, Bruce Jenner. A couple of you guys wanted me to talk about Bruce Jenner. I did watch part of the interview with Diane Sawyer with Bruce Jenner. Now, I'm going to be honest. I could care less what somebody else, my thing is this. If a person feels like they are in the wrong body, or if they feel like they just, they don't identify with a certain gender, I don't understand it, but it's not my place to say, you're a man. You need to remain a man. He said he's been feeling this way forever. Even when he was a child, he felt like he was a woman. Now, he did confuse me a little bit. Like I said, I don't understand it, so I can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, yeah, he's an idiot and he don't know what the fuck he's talking about, because just because I can't relate, I can't say that. But he was saying how, he feels like he's a woman. He identifies with women. He still has his male parts. He's still, and the reason why I'm calling him he, because, I'm one of those types of people, I respect pronouns. I'm one of those people, if there's a guy who, is a transsexual, or you have a guy who is a crossdresser, or what, it depends, whatever they like to be called, whether it's he or she, I'm just one of those people, I respect people's pronouns, okay? And he said he would, it's okay if we call, he prefers to be called he, him, or his, those pronouns, he prefers those. But he said that he is attracted to women. He's never had a sexual relationship with a man. He is still attracted to women. So Diane Sawyer was kind of asking him, like, so are you a lesbian? Does that make you a lesbian? Like, are you a lesbian, or are you gay? What are you? Because it was very confusing. But like I said, just because I don't understand it doesn't mean it doesn't make sense to me, because I don't understand it. It was a little confusing. He said he's heterosexual. He said he's not gay, but he identifies with women. He said he feels like he's a woman, and it was just confusing, okay, to me. But I feel like this. Bruce Jenner is a human being just like any of the rest of us. I feel like he decides that he wants to change his life and become a woman at, I think he's 65 or something like that. I may be wrong, but I think he's 65. And he feels like he wants to change his life and he wants to become a woman at 65. I feel like that's his prerogative, okay? This is America, okay? It's 2015. That is in his human right to do that if that's what he wants to do. He's not harming me. He's not harming you. So he can do whatever it is that he wants to do. It really has no effect on my life. I just thought it was, I did watch the interview. I thought it was a little bit confusing, I'll be honest. But I feel like, that it's not for me to understand because I'm not in his shoes. You kind of get what I'm saying? So, yeah, just shout out to Bruce Jenner, because, girl, I saw him in that dress. The paparazzi took for him. I saw it on TMZ, girl. And let's just say, girl, he was rocking that, okay? He was rocking it out. So, shout out to Bruce Jenner, girl. Give me a high five. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about Stevie J and Joseline threatening to leave Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So I saw the first place that I saw it on was Lovely T.I.'s channel, and then I went to Stevie J's Twitter, and he basically was writing these tweets saying, he's leaving the show, yada yada yada. But apparently Stevie J saying that they pay him, him and Joseline. We gonna keep it real bit, Holyfield. Stevie J and Joseline are the ones who bring most of the views to the show. We gonna keep it real. They are the ones who bring the most views to the show, and Mona Scott, whoever, the producers or whatever, they agreed to that. So Stevie J apparently makes 50 grand an episode. I don't know if Joseline makes 50 grand an episode, probably. So I think him and Joseline make like 50 grand per episode, because they are the ones who bring the most of the viewers to the show. But Stevie J wants $200,000 per episode instead of $50,000 per episode. So he's threatening to leave Love and Hip Hop Atlanta because he says something about he's supposed to be making a movie. And you can go to his Twitter page. You can see the tweets that he put out. But I think it's all bullshit. I really think, he's full of shit, because we all know that Stevie J got this whole child support thing going on. We all know that he got the situation going on where he had to go to rehab because, but you know what? These episodes were pre-filmed, so I'm pretty sure he's out of the rehab now. But you know, he got all this situation going on with the child support and stuff. So I'm pretty sure Stevie J is not trying to leave Love and Hip Hop and give up them 50 grand. Even though he feels like 50 grand ain't enough because he's bringing in more viewers than all the other people. We gonna keep it real, Stevie J. You got a whole lot of shit going on, so I really doubt that you're gonna be leaving Love and Hip Hop because you need a couple of people coin to be able to handle your business right now. So yeah, quit that bullshit. I'm pretty sure you're just doing that shit because you want some attention. But we not gonna give it to you, okay, girl? So shout out to Stevie and Joseline because they ain't going no motherfucking way. It has been rumored that this little movie that he's supposed to be starring in has been rumored that he may be moving from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood because he's going to be shooting the movie. So it has been rumored that he's going to be moving to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood instead. And I'm going to keep it real. If Joseline and Stevie J leave Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I'm still going to watch. But to be honest, Stevie J and Joseline really do kind of make the show. They're idiotic. You know, the shit that they do is so fucking stupid that, you know, they kind of make the show. Like Rashida and Kirk, motherfucker, what's their storyline? That Kirk is always doing some dumbass shit and he's always, you know, not supportive of her music. I mean, that's y'all storyline. And then you have Carly Red. What the fuck is her story? What does she have? What's her storyline? The fact that her and Erica were supposed to be opening up a store and that didn't happen. And Erica's storyline is, of course, Little Scrappy is now fucking the Bambino. So she feels like she's, you know, he's not handling his responsibilities as far as Imani is concerned. Then you got Mama D, who feel like she the queen of every fucking thing. And now she got, okay, it's OG, who is her ex-husband, who fresh out of prison. Okay, that's her new storyline. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be some shit popping off with, speaking of that situation, it's probably gonna be some shit that pops off between him and Lil Scrappy when it comes to that meat and shit that he stole. Girl, this is some bullshit. Then you got Mimi and Nico. Her fucking storyline is still this fucking old ass, floppy ass sex tape of her swinging off this motherfucking rod. That was her storyline. Bitch, what do you have left? Okay, so Stevie J and Joseline do make it up because, you know, they some motherfucking dope heads. And, of course, people want to watch the dope heads. You know, just keep it real, okay? So, yeah, they threatened to leave the show, but we already know they're not fucking going nowhere, okay, girl? Yeah, let's move on swiftly and motherfucking professionally. Bitch, okay. Y'all, I cannot wait until 4 o'clock today. I got to turn it back on the Dr. Phil show. Hopefully, I have this video up before 4 o'clock and y'all ended up... I'm probably going to share it on my Facebook page to let y'all know to check this shit out. I watched Dr. Phil yesterday, and they're having a continuation of the show today. Yesterday on Dr. Phil, this older lady, she was in her 70s, met this guy on an online dating site, and fell in love instantly. Now, the woman is a widow. Husband had died. She had been married for 42 years. She had a stepdaughter, and her stepdaughter and her were really close until she met this dude that she met on the internet, okay? Her and this man sending messages back and forth to each other talking about how they're so in love and yada, yada, yada. And, of course, this man tells her that he needs money to be able to handle some business over where he is so he can come to the United States and they can get married. And, of course, this woman sends him... I'm just going to, you know, because I don't want to go and, you know, because it'll be a long-ass fucking story if I try to do this. She ended up sending him over the span of however long, a year, 2 years, whatever, $200,000. She has drained her entire savings account sending this man money. One time she sent him $20,000. One time she sent him $50,000. He even calls her. You can read the way that he writes, because Dr. Phil had pulled up her emails. You can read the way that this man responds to her in emails and tells that he is such a motherfucking scammer. You guys know how they send, you know, those scamming people send you them fucking emails talking about, you know, yes, my darling, my father has recently died and I need a heir to my throne to go to the bank and withdraw the sum of $6,700,000. Talking all like that, you know, the way that he was writing her sounds exactly like that. He was like, my darling, my dear, I love you. I love you. Send me message. Please give me password to your bank account and username so I can log into your account. She said he logged in. He took out hundreds and thousands of dollars And guess what? She said, I don't care. I'm going to die soon anyway. Dr. Phil was like, well, don't you at least want to know if he's a real person? She was like, I don't care if he's a real person. He's real to me. So the stepdaughter comes out and she's all like, you know, Mom, she was like, I think the guy is using you. And the lady is thinking that, okay, because she was saying how the lady bought her this $3,000 ring. She remodeled her home. So the woman is thinking that she cares so much because she's not giving her the funds anymore. She's not, you know, caking her no more. She's giving all her money to this man. And the lady's daughter, the stepdaughter's daughter, is saying, I feel like my mom is a little too, you know, she cares a little bit too much about the situation. This probably has a lot to do with the fact that she's not giving her any more money. But bitch, you honestly and truly believe, you have people out there, I said all this to say, you have people out there that honestly and truly believe that when you meet somebody online, you haven't even laid eyes on this person. She said she did talk to him on the phone, and she said he had a thick, sounded like a German, French accent. I don't even know how that goes together, but she said he had like a German, French accent or something, and she said it just, when she heard his voice, she just was like tingling all inside, and she said she doesn't give a damn. She said she would do it all over again if she could. And Dr. Phil was like, well, you know, I want him to be real. He was like, but if he's not, I want you to find out about it. So today is supposed to be a continuation of this whole bullshit, but we already know that the shit is a motherfucking scam. Of course, she ain't the first nigga that sat there and got scammed. As a matter of fact, I made a video not long ago telling you guys about, you know, somebody else who got scammed by a motherfucker who you know, tried to make them seem like they were somebody, but they really wanted, they were sending them all their money. Girl, stop doing that shit with people you meet on the internet. Matter of fact, don't even do that shit with people you meet in real life. Okay, if you gotta sit there and cake somebody like that, and then not just that, this lady said she didn't even, Dr. Phil asked her, well, did he tell you what he was using it for? She said, no, and I didn't ask. She said, I don't care. I mean, that's a fucked up situation for you to be that insecure and that fucked up in your head that you feel like you don't give a damn about your livelihood. This lady has lost her house. He drained her bank account so bad that she couldn't afford her mortgage anymore. She sold her mortgage for way less than the house is worth. She only got $12,000 out of the sale of her house. And guess what she said she did with the $12,000 that she got out of her home? She sent it to this nigga. She sent him the $12,000 she got. So now she's living with some relative somewhere. She had a nice life. She had a lot of money. She told Dr. Phil, I don't care, I'm going to die soon anyway. Bitch, that's an excuse. You done sent this nigga all your motherfucking money and now you looking stupid. So of course now you're going to tell Dr. Phil you don't give a fuck. You give a fuck, bitch. You are crying on the inside, okay? And you just keep doing this shit because you feel like, bitch, I done lost everything. So I feel like I just hoping I got a little. Bitch, you ain't got no hope. Because this nigga is a figment of your imagination, okay? And she said it didn't got so to the point where now since she ran out of money, he got other people depositing money into her account. Naturally, bitch, it's a fucking scam. He got people depositing money into your account. That way they can't trace the shit back to him. He just goes into your account and withdraw the shit. Girl, let's pray for this old hag baby. Y'all need to turn to Dr. Phil today at 4 o'clock. Let me give me another sip of my drink because y'all know I've been talking for damn near 40 minutes. I told y'all, long-winded than a motherfucker, okay? I hope y'all enjoy these types of videos because I like doing them, okay? All right. What is the next thing that we're going to talk about? Because I don't want to make this video too long. All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about it. Someone else, I made a video about this before, but because we are having the little thick chick TV situation, I decided to talk about it again. Somebody else wanted me, they sent me a private message and they wanted me to discuss sexual frustration while you're single. And what do I think about people having a booty call, having a man on the side? And like I said, if you go back and watch my previous video, I addressed all of that in there, but I'll address it. So rudely interrupted, but I turned my phone on airplane mode, so we will not be getting into more interruptions on today, girl. But back to the sexual frustration while being single. You have a lot of ladies that feel like they can just get a cut buddy, or they can even, you have a lot of people, females that feel like they can just call their ex or whatever, or just any random guy just to have a little bit of sex with while they're single because they, you know, they're sexually frustrated or whatever. Let me tell you a little bit of something about ladies. And I can only speak for the ladies. I can't speak for men. If I got any fellas that are watching this video, be sure to leave your comments down in the comment section below. If you have any, like, you know, advice you can give to the fellas or whatever when they're sexually frustrated, when they're single or whatever. But you got a lot of fellas that really, you know, they're not emotional creatures like we are. We kind of catch feelings when it comes to shit like that. Being women, when it comes to having sex with men, we tend to catch feelings, even though, you're with the guy and it starts out being just a sexual thing. And then you start to catch feelings because you feel like we've been having sex for a long time. Maybe we need to start, seeing if we can be in a relationship. No, it started out being a sexual thing. Then you don't get mad at him when he decides that he doesn't want the relationship thing with you, when you agreed to start it out as being a sexual thing. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, being women, we are naturally emotional creatures. And it will, look a little peculiar if you get with a guy and, it starts out sexual and you agree to it just being a sexual thing. And then, 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the line, you feel like, okay, we've been doing this for this long. Maybe we need to see if we can be in a relationship. You can't get mad when he tells you, no, all I want is some illness now. That's all I want. That's what I agreed to. So you have to be careful when you are just having these random sex partners, even though, it just may be a mutual partner. You and him may have an agreement to where it's just, we just gonna have sex. And also, you need to understand, you need to trust the person. If you're gonna do that, if you feel like you can handle that, you need to be the type of person that can trust whoever this dude is or this female is that you decide that you want to be your cut buddy, because you know what you're doing, but you never know what this person might feel like they don't want you to be the only cut buddy that they have. They might have somebody else that they, getting their rocks off with. And then today in 2015, there's too much shit floating around just to be, because if I'm having sex with you and you having sex with her, I'm having sex with you, I'm having sex with her and whoever else she having sex with. I mean, it's just those types of situations. Yes, people say all the time, you can use condoms and yada. Yes, you can. And it is imperative that you do, especially when you having cut buddies. If you don't want to bring no kids into this world, if you don't want to catch no STDs, it's imperative that you use protection. But they even have diseases. And motherfucker, you never know. Sometimes, you get in the heat of the moment. It may be a fuck up. It may be a fucking condom that break. You need to be. I tell people all the time, if you're going to have sex with anybody, whether it be with protection or without protection, it needs to be with someone that you don't mind raising a child with, because accidents happen. Shit happens, okay? We all adults. We all know that if you get into a situation where you're with someone and the condom break, you have to understand the repercussions of that situation. You have to be willing to accept the consequences that come with that. You can't be like, well, we were just cut buddies. This one, no, you got to be willing to accept the consequences that come with that action that you did. So just be careful when you're, having, decide that you want to just get you a cuddy buddy or whatever. You need to make sure that you have an understanding, and you need to be able to stick to that understanding and understand that this person may not want a relationship with you later on down the line. But like I said, with us being ladies and being emotional creatures, sometimes we start catching feelings when, it really didn't start out to be that way. And the man is probably looking at you crazy. You fuck around, he don't call you no more, and you feeling some type of way, okay? So just be careful when it comes to those situations. Also be careful with, going back to the ex and feeling like, okay, I can just call my ex-boyfriend and we can do our thing every now and then, because you can start catching feelings for your ex again, and you end up going, it's the reason why this person is your ex, okay? You fuck around and you go back into the same vicious cycle where you back with your ex, you're having sex with your ex, and you start catching feelings again, with your ex, and it just ends up being a whole bad situation. So maybe I don't know what to do in that situation, because like I said, it can be a catch-22. Just make sure that you're prepared for whatever comes out of the situation. That's all I can say about that. Now, the last and final thing that I'm going to talk about is going to be this situation right here. I had a young lady on my Facebook page who wanted me to answer this question for her about leaving a job that you're unhappy with. Okay, let me explain something to you guys. So I told you guys that I was working at the homeless shelter. Also, I was working at the inventory company. I told you guys that as well. And it just became a situation that I wasn't happy in, and I ended up leaving. But let me tell you guys something. You never, ever, 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 okay, let me make that perfectly clear. You never want to leave a job before you find another one. I know sometimes we get frustrated, we get pissed off to the point we just want to fight and break somebody's fucking neck. It gets to that point sometimes. But you have to be in a position that you can leave your job. Never get so mad to the point where you just up and turn in your badge and never come back, because jobs are hard to come by in today's society. So what you need to do when you get to the point where you get fed up, you need to start your search, okay? From that day forth, you need to start your search. Because sometimes, you may go to work today and you may be pissed off, and tomorrow you be fine. But then, okay, 3 weeks later, you pissed off again. You're like, I should have started looking for another job. No, when you get to the point where you feel like you fed up, start your job search, okay? Start your job search. Make sure that whenever somebody calls you for an interview, if you had to call in, you just have to fucking call in. You got people sometimes that be like, damn, I can't call in to work. No, if I feel like I have another job opportunity that's presenting itself, I have to make a sacrifice. And if I had to, leave work early or whatever to go to the job interview, that's what you have to do. But you need to make sure that you have your ducks in a row. You need to make sure that you're following the proper protocol and not just acting on, the right now. Because like I said, right now you can be pissed off. You can decide, look, I'm to the point where I'm ready to go, and you end up leaving a job. And like I said, jobs are hard to come by in 2015. So you need to just have your ducks in a row. Be sure that you're on your job search. That way, when the opportunity presents itself, you can make your exit, okay? And I know you also asked me about, feeling complacent or feeling, scared of change or whatever. I was that same way. But when you get to a point where you're in a position of where you're going to work, you're stressed out, your fucking hair falling out. It was getting to that point for me. I was so stressed out over there that it was bad for my health, and I knew I had to go. And don't get me wrong, I was, like I said, the first job that I had, I was there since I was like 18 years old. I was there for like 6-7 years. I was there for a long time. So it was very hard for me to leave there and go somewhere else. But it got to the point where my health started to fade, and I knew it was either going to be, I wasn't been to goddamn drop dead for this piece of shit ass job, okay? It wasn't that awesome and amazing that I was willing to drop dead for it. So you have to be willing to step out on faith and just be like, you know what, Lord, guide my footsteps, guide my mind, guide my heart, because you know what I'm going through. So you have to get it in your mind. Like I said, don't quit your job before you have another one lined up, though. Even though, you can step out on faith all day, all night, but don't quit your job before you find another one. You step out on faith when you're stepping into a new position, okay? Trust me, when one door closes, another door will open. But you have to have to persevere. You have to be consistent when it comes to, your job search and all that stuff. A lot of people feel like they can apply for 1 or 2 jobs, and if they don't call them back, they feel like they're just going to give up all hope. When I tell you, when it came to me finding my first work-at-home job, it took me forever and a freaking day. And that's another question that I'm about to get into. Somebody asked me, how did I find my first work-at-home job? I was actually, like I said, I left the inventory company. I was working there for 6 or 7 years. I left the inventory company. The next job that I had, I was a transportation coordinator at a homeless shelter. I was at the homeless shelter for almost 2 years. I was working at the homeless shelter, and those women were, it was a great, great, great opportunity. I was able to, I was off every weekend except some weekends. Some weekends I did have to work if somebody decided they want to take off. I was kind of like the motherfucking relief person, seemed like, if a person took off work. But it was a good job as far as, it being a Christian facility and all that stuff. And I was able to help people, yada, yada, yada. But it was a very, very stressful situation as well, because you had to be careful with the things that you said. You had to protect confidentiality. You had a lot of people that came in there with a whole bunch of different personalities. And by me being the age that I was, a lot of the women that came in and throughout that shelter were older than me. So they felt like I didn't have any authority. They felt like I shouldn't have been able to tell them what to do. And I wasn't an aggressive person to where I was, you better do this, you better do that. No, but I'm a supervisor, okay? If I tell you to do something, I expect you to do it. Of course, I'm going to talk to you with respect, and I expect the same type of respect in return, regardless of my age. Because trust me, I met the credentials to be in the position that I was in. But you had a lot of those women that came in through them. They just felt like I was too young to be able to be in a position of power. And it was just a really stressful situation. And I was just in the right place at the right time when it comes to work-at-home jobs. Because, a lot of people, they send me messages all the time. They were like, I've applied to so many work-at-home jobs. I'm not able to land one. When I tell you, I had been applying to work-at-home jobs since I was 17 years old. Since I was 17. I went from the whole stuffing envelopes thing. Yes, it's a scam. I got a lot of people who still comment on that video that I made. And I clearly said in that video that it's a scam. Don't do it. But I done went from trying to stuff envelopes. I done went from trying to, people who say you can send packages, ship packages from your home. I've tried so many different work-at-home jobs. I've applied to so many legitimate work-at-home jobs for forever. Nobody would call me back, okay? Nobody would call me. Now, I did land a phone job at one particular point in time, but I didn't go through with it because at the place that I was living in at the time, I was living downtown and it was so noisy, and I already knew if I worked at that job for 2 days, they was gonna fire the fuck out of me because it was just too much noise. So I stayed fast. I kept persevering. I kept applying. And one day I was sitting at work, matter of fact, at the homeless shelter, and I was playing around on my computer because I had a little bit of downtime, and I was on Workplace Like Home, which I tell you guys, if you are interested in working home jobs, go to workplacelikeHome.com. That is the number one place for, in my honest opinion, of course, everybody's opinions are different, but if you're looking for a legitimate working home job, go to that website because you can chat with people who work from home. It's a great community to communicate with people who are in the same situation that you are, people who are looking for working home jobs, people who are supervisors who are on this website who are looking for people to work from home. So go to workplacelikeHome.com if you are someone who want to work from home. Okay, let me just say that right now. But I had got on Workplace Like Home, and this young lady had posted a forum that she was looking for somebody to work. So I just sent her an email. I wasn't expecting her to respond, and she responded back to me. And literally, I mean, it's kind of like one of those spur of the moment or one of those once in a lifetime things, because she was only looking for one person, and I just so happened to see the message that she had posted literally 5 minutes after she posted it. I mean, and it's like thousands and thousands of people on this website, and what is the odds that I was the very first person to see this post and to send her a message? And she messaged me back. She ended up calling me, you know, having a little phone interview, and it just went from there. And once you start working from home, you meet other people who work from home, and you develop connections where you have people, if they found out about a work from home job, they'll call you, be like, girl, you know, I such and such is hiring. You interested, girl? You know, I'm going to send this to you first. If you decide, you know, you want to work from home, or if you decide that this is a job that you want to do, I'm going to send it to you first. You know, you can see if there's something that you want to do, or you can send it to somebody else who you feel like needs, you know, work from home job or whatever. So you start to develop friendships with people that work from home. There are several people that I am friends with who work from home. People who live, I have a couple of people that live in not California. I have a couple of people that live in New York. I have a couple of people that live in, is it Arizona or Arkansas? It's either Arizona or Arkansas, one of the A's. And a couple of other places. Tennessee, I have one girl who lives in Louisiana. I've never met these people, but I used to work with them for different companies, and we just became friends. We were, you know, we were Skype friends. We talked back and forth on the little Skype thing. We messaged each other on Facebook. We are, you know, you develop friendships. So when it comes to those working home jobs, don't feel like you just have to give up, because it takes time and it takes patience. So keep applying. I know it's frustrating because a lot of those fucking job applications are long as shit, and you feel like, okay, I already know these, or you have it in the back of your mind that these people are not going to contact you, so you don't want to go through the process of filling out the application. But I promise you, when you least expect it, you're going to fill out one of those applications, or you're going to feel like, I don't want to fill out this long application. That may be the very application that gets you your first working home job. So just persevere, keep pushing, and I promise you, when you least expect it, it's going to come to you, okay? Let me see if anybody else sent me any more topics that they want to talk about, because I think that is basically all that I have right now. So this is kind of like what these videos are going to be about. This is the first one, so of course it's a spur of the moment thing, and things are going to be a little bit different probably in the next one, when I'm a little bit more, you know, I'm more organized, if you will, because I do have a dry erase board over there that has some ideas on, and I have things that I've written down here, but I don't want to make this video too long. Even though I know you guys like long videos, this is a long video because I'm long-winded. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you want more of these long sit-down talk videos, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Go over and check out my daily vlog channel. I also have a thrifting channel where I do all types of thrifting videos and hauls and shit like that. Super random shit. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, be sure to head on over to Thick Chick Blogs and Thrifting Thick Chick and check out those videos. And I will talk to you guys. So it's one more thing that I want to weigh in. So this video is going to kind of be spliced all kind of ways, because I keep forgetting things that I wanted to talk about that I haven't talked about. Okay, so we are going to talk about really quickly. I'm saying really quickly. It's probably going to turn out to be 20 minutes, but I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can. We're going to talk about the lady who was seen on camera on CNN, Fox, everywhere, over and over and over and over and over, basically reprimanding her son. Okay. The young lady said that she was out there looking for her son because she heard that, you know, when the kids got out of school, that they went to the mall and, you know, they decided they were going to do these things. Of course, naturally, if my child doesn't come home at a specific time, the time that I know that they normally come home, when all this is going on, naturally I'm going to go looking for my child, okay? So she said she went down there looking for him because he wasn't home like he was supposed to be. So these people are saying that she's not a hero because a lot of people were calling her a hero. Now, you remember now people are calling her a hero because, you know, she beat her son on live television because of the situation that was going on. But of course, you know, a couple of weeks ago, they was telling us we was abusive when you got a parent who publicly disciplines their children. So now, you know, we're heroes because, you know, the situation is going on with the cops. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna move on past that situation, but we're gonna try to address this as quickly as possible. So this bitch, I'm gonna call her a bitch, okay? I'm gonna call her a bitch. Michaela Angela Davis, okay? This bitch, this two-tone bitch. We just gonna call her two-tone because I don't know what the fuck she is. I'm not being mean or anything, but you know, she's kind of she's ignorant. So she's basically on it. They're talking about how they think this woman is unemployed, she's angry, she's lonely because she is disciplining her son. Because the mom said the reason why she did that, the reason why she was beating his ass, and she didn't hurt him. He's a big boy. The boy looks, he's 15, 16 years old. She didn't fucking hurt him. Now she the one out there with a goddamn gun and when put it to his goddamn head and poured it, it's something different. She was beating his ass because she loved him. She said she doesn't want him to be another Freddie Gray. Nigga, naturally, you got your ass out here throwing rocks at the cops. They will shoot your ass. You see what they doing to people? So you got your ass out here throwing rocks at the police, looting, doing all this type of shit. And I'm not saying he was looting, but I'm saying you out here in this situation, you can turn out to be another Freddie Gray. So that's the reason why she said she did it. She didn't want to see her son in that type of situation. So you got these people that are saying, calling this woman unemployed, angry, because she was out there getting her son. Who's saying that this woman's situation wasn't affected by the things that are going on around her? Who said that she didn't work at the CVS? Who's saying that she didn't work in their vicinity? Who's saying that the woman works nights? Who's saying the woman doesn't work early mornings and she was just having to be off at that time? So because she had the opportunity, or because she took her time to go out there and find her son, she's unemployed, and because she beat his ass for acting stupid, throwing rocks at the cops, being idiotic, she's angry. And because she's a single mom, she's a lonely. I mean, this is some fucked up ass shit. And there's, of course, this woman is saying she's not a hero. She's a symbol of black women, okay, who are angry, who feel like them whipping their children or disciplining their children, that they feel that we are violent if we feel like we have to put our hands on our children to discipline them. Let me tell you something. I am 30 years old. I will be 30 years old in July. I got my ass beat by my parents when I did something stupid. And guess what? I'm glad they beat my ass. They didn't beat me. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about abuse your children. But as far as whooping their ass, yes, you whoop they fucking ass if they do something wrong. People think nowadays you can just sit there and talk to children. Yes, Billy, go over there and sit in the corner. You're not getting any dessert tonight. No, that shit doesn't fucking work. You know what Billy gonna say? Bitch, fuck you. Bitch, fuck you. And what happens then? Billy, for the next 2 weeks, you're not getting any dessert with your dinner. You're not getting any dessert with your dinner for the next 2 weeks, Billy, because of your potty mouth. I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap. No, you know what my mama would have did if I'd have said something like that? Bam! Knocked all these motherfuckers out. And guess what? She'd have been in her fucking right. You want to know why? She clothes me. She takes care of me. She loves me. She does that for my own fucking self. Because you get people, if you sit there and you let them do what the fuck they want to do, and they turn out to be spoiled ass fucking brats. Now, some children, you can't just sit there and, Billy, go and sit in the corner. Now, if that works for your children, fine. Okay, if that works, fine. But most children, you're not going to sit there and tell them, don't do that. And they're not going to, no. You pop them on their fucking hand. Like I said, I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about going and get no fucking extension cords and beat your children. That's not what I'm saying. But if you pop their ass a couple of times on the back of the hand, that's abuse. Really? Come on now. Like I said, you raise your children how you want to raise your children, as long as you're not abusing them. And let me raise my children how I want to raise them, as long as I'm not abusing them. And by me popping mine upside the head a couple of times, it's not abuse. Okay? It's not fucking abuse. If you feel like that is abuse, like I said, more power to you. Raise your children how you want to raise your children. And it disgusted me, though, the way that they kept playing this over and over and over again. And of course, it's the same news station. You got Fox News and you got CNN that are playing the shit over and over and over and literally, when I tell you, family, every 5 minutes that image was on my screen over and over and over again. So of course, several people have done interviews with these people. And let me tell you the thing that's really disgusting me. That the fact that the Child Protective Services are supposedly investigating this woman for child abuse. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That's what's wrong. Like I said, they're not showing they're not looking at the positive in this. This woman was saving her fucking son from getting his motherfucking kitchen split. So now you got Child Protective Services that are supposed to be coming and investigating this woman for potential child abuse. If that's not a fucked up ass situation, family, I don't know what it is. I don't know how else to put that situation. I mean, if y'all just say a prayer for this woman, because she catching hell and she catching all kind of flack from all kind of people. But I feel like what she did was she saved her son from getting his motherfucking kitchen split. And let me go ahead and end this goddamn video because it's